Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive. We always pick something super relevant to you guys, and today we're diving into the Shopify site speed optimization, a complete guide, aka the conversion Bible.
Oh, yeah.
We know you're all about making that Shopify store sing when it comes to turning visitors into customers. And guess what? Speed. That's the secret sauce.
Speed kills.
So hold on, before we hit the gas, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Growth Suite. They're the wizards behind running smart discount campaigns. Kind of keep those customers coming back for more. You can give them a spin with a free trial. Just head over to the Shopify App Store.
For sure.
Okay, now back to our main attraction, speed. Why is it like the VIP of your Shopify success?
Well, think about it. You're online, right? You're dying to snag that awesome new whatchamacallit, and bam, you hit a website that takes forever to load.
Ugh, I hate that.
What do you do?
I'm out of there.
Exactly. You bounce.
Yeah.
And you're not alone. 40% of visitors abandon websites that take more than 3 seconds to load.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like walking into a store and being totally ignored by the staff. Frustrating. It's a total turnoff.
So true.
And it all boils down to psychology. We live in a world of instant everything. Streaming services, instant messages, next day delivery. We want it all, and we want it now.
It's true.
So when a website lags, it's like being stuck in the slow lane while everyone else is zooming past.
Yeah.
A 1-second delay feels like an eternity, and that translates to a 7% drop in conversions. Ouch.
Ouch is right.
It's like leaving money on the table. And guess what? Google gets it too. They actually use site speed as a ranking factor.
Really?
Yeah. They're all about user experience, and a slow website screams bad experience. They want to show their users the best, the fastest sites out there. So if your store is dragging, you're going to get buried in those search results.
So it's not just about snagging those sales right now.
Yeah.
It's about getting noticed in the first place.
Visibility, baby.
Okay, so we get why speed is king, but how do we even measure it? What are those metrics we should be obsessing over?
The Conversion Bible talks about these things called core web vitals. They're like the holy grail of performance metrics.
Core web vitals.
These vitals, they capture the user's experience on your site, and Google uses them to determine your search ranking. It's like getting graded on your website's performance.
I like that analogy.
So let's break it down. First up, largest contentful paint, or LCP. You land on a web page. LCP is that first impression, the largest element that pops up like a hero image or a big chunk of text.
Gotcha.
You want that to load fast, ideally within 2 to 5 seconds. It sets the stage for the whole user experience.
Makes sense. What's next?
Next, we've got first input delay, or FID. This measures how responsive your site is. It's like testing your website's reflexes, how quickly it reacts to a click or a tap.
Reflexes, I like it.
We're talking milliseconds here.
Yes.
A good FID is under 100 milliseconds. Think about those times you've clicked a button and had to wait. It's agonizing.
The worst.
It's like the website's frozen in time and you're like, hello, is anyone there?
And then you hit refresh a million times.
Exactly. And finally, we've got cumulative layout shift, or CLS. Have you ever been about to click something and suddenly the whole page jumps around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Super annoying.
That's CLS, and it's a major user experience killer. A good CLS score is below 1, meaning things stay put and you're not playing that frustrating game of click the moving target.
Okay, so we've got our core web vitals. Now, Shopify also gives you its own speed score, right, from 1 to 100. But the Conversion Bible suggests using additional tools like Google PageSpeed Insights or webpagetest.org for a more complete picture.
Absolutely. Shopify score, it's a good starting point, a quick health check. But if you really want to dive deep and get a full body scan of your site's performance, those other tools are your go-to.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the how of measuring speed. But what actually slows down our Shopify stores? Is it all about our coding skills, or are there other factors at play?
Well, the Conversion Bible breaks it down into 2 categories, controllable and uncontrollable factors.
Okay, so which one should we tackle first?
Let's start with the uncontrollable ones. These are the things you can't directly change, but you can definitely minimize their impact.
Give me an example.
Like those customers who are still rocking a dinosaur computer or a super slow internet connection.
Yeah, that's not our fault.
Exactly. Those are limitations you can't control. Then there's geographic location. If your server is in New York and your customer is in Sydney, those data packets have got a long way to travel.
Makes sense.
And then there are the limitations of the Shopify platform itself. We can't just tinker with the server settings directly.
Right.
So even if you have the most streamlined code in the world, these factors can still put the brakes on your site's speed.
So it's not all about us.
Nope. But don't worry, you have a lot more control than you might think.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Let's move on to the controllable factors, the areas where you can really take charge and boost your site's performance.
This is where it gets exciting, right?
Absolutely. These are the things you can actively optimize and tweak to create a lightning-fast experience for your customers.
And ultimately, a more profitable store for you. But that's a story for part 2.
Stay tuned.
And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Growth Suite. They'll help you create smart discount campaigns that'll have your customers adding to their carts in a flash. Just hop on over to the Shopify App Store and start your free trial today.
It's a no-brainer.
All right, we'll be back soon with more speed secrets from the Conversion Bible. See ya.
See ya.
Okay, we're back and ready to dive into those controllable factors. The stuff that can really make or break your Shopify store's speed.
This is where you become the speed master.
I like it. So where do we start?
Let's talk about your Shopify theme. It's like the foundation of your store's performance. Picking a theme that's built for speed is crucial.
Okay, so what should we be looking for?
Think about it. You wouldn't build a race car on the chassis of a school bus, right?
Uh-huh, good point.
So when you're choosing a theme, look for lightweight designs, minimal animations, not too many fancy effects.
Keep it simple.
Exactly. You don't want all the bells and whistles weighing your store down. A responsive framework is also key. Make sure your site adapts smoothly to different screen sizes. Essential for those mobile shoppers.
Right, because everyone's on their phones these days.
For sure. And speaking of mobile optimization, lazy loading is a must-have for images and videos. It's like a magic trick that only loads them when they're actually needed. Improves those initial page load times.
So it's all about efficiency.
Absolutely. And don't forget about a modular structure. It lets you disable features you're not using. Helps you avoid code bloat.
So you're basically decluttering your site's code, getting rid of all the unnecessary baggage.
Exactly. Like spring cleaning for your website.
I love it. Now, are there any specific themes you recommend?
Shopify's Dawn theme is a great example. It's built with speed in mind and follows all the best practices.
Okay, so Dawn theme, check. But even with a fast theme, we can still optimize it further, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Conversion Bible goes deep into some really clever customization techniques.
Okay, so it's like taking our race car to the pit crew for some fine-tuning.
Exactly. You got it. One simple thing you can do is remove any unused features. Many themes come with things like image slideshows or fancy pop-ups that you might not actually need.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Even if they're not visible to your customers, that extra code is still lurking in the background, slowing things down.
Sneaky little code snippets.
Right? Then there's minifying your code. It's like compressing a file. It removes all the unnecessary characters from your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files without changing how they work.
So it's like giving your code a makeover, making it leaner and meaner.
Exactly. Shopify has some built-in optimization, but you can use apps or online tools to take it even further.
Gotcha. Now let's talk about images. They're often the biggest culprits when it comes to slow-loading pages, right?
Absolutely. High-resolution images are great for showcasing your products, but they can also be real bandwidth hogs.
So how do we find that balance between beautiful images and fast loading times?
Image compression is your best friend here. It reduces file sizes without sacrificing too much visual quality.
Okay. And are there different types of compression?
There are two main types, lossless and lossy. Lossless compression is like squeezing the air out of a Ziploc bag. It removes unnecessary data without affecting the contents.
Okay, so that's good for logos and images with text where every pixel matters.
You got it. Lossy compression, on the other hand, is like trimming a few stray hairs. You might lose a tiny bit of detail, but the overall picture remains intact.
So it's a good option for photographs and complex images where a slight reduction in quality won't be noticeable.
Exactly. Shopify has a built-in image optimizer, but there are also tons of fantastic tools out there like Tiny PNG or Short Pixel.
Okay, so many options. Now what about responsive images? I know those are important too.
They're crucial. They make sure your visitors download the right size image for their device.
Right. No one wants to download a massive image on their smartphone when a smaller version would do just fine.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency. We can implement responsive images using HTML's circset and sizes attributes. These tell browsers which image to load based on the visitor's screen size and resolution.
Okay, getting a little technical here, but I'm following along.
And let's not forget about WebP. It's a next-generation image format that offers even better compression than JPEGs and PNGs.
WebP, I've heard good things.
Shopify now supports WebP, so you can automatically serve these optimized images to compatible browsers.
Amazing. And then we have lazy loading, which we talked about earlier. It defers loading images until they're about to enter the viewport.
Exactly. Saves bandwidth and improves those initial page load times.
Okay, we've covered images. Now let's get into the more technical side of things, code and asset optimization.
All right, let's do it. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah.
JavaScript is often a major culprit when it comes to slow page rendering. We can optimize it by deferring or asynchronously loading scripts.
Okay, so what does that mean in plain English?
Imagine you're at a restaurant. Deferring a script is like letting the main course arrive before the appetizers.
Mhm.
Asynchronous loading is like having those appetizers ready whenever they're done, even if the main course isn't quite there yet.
I love that analogy.
Yeah. Either way, we're making sure that the essential parts of the page load first and the less crucial bits can come in later.
Gotcha, so prioritize the main course.
Exactly. We can also reduce the amount of JavaScript being executed by auditing our code, removing any unnecessary functions, optimizing loops, and DOM manipulations.
So it's like spring cleaning for your code.
Exactly. Making sure everything runs smoothly. Then there's CSS, which controls the styling of your website. Critical CSS is the minimum CSS needed to render the above-the-fold content.
Okay.
We can inline the CSS directly in the HTML to speed up initial load times.
And just like we did with JavaScript, we should also minify and compress our CSS files, right?
You got it. Minifying HTML removes unnecessary characters. Reducing the DOM size means simplifying the structure of your HTML.
Okay, so it's all about making our code as lean and efficient as possible.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to HTTP request reduction strategies. Each resource your store loads requires a separate HTTP request. Reducing the number of requests can make a big difference.
So how do we do that?
It's like going to the grocery store with a well-organized list. Instead of making multiple trips back and forth, you get everything you need in one go.
I like that analogy.
We can consolidate resources by combining CSS and JavaScript files into fewer, larger files. We can also optimize icon systems by using techniques like CSS sprites, icon fonts, or SVG sprites.
Oh.
Managing third-party requests is also crucial. We need to audit all external requests, identify any unnecessary ones, explore ways to reduce their impact.
So it's like being mindful of our energy consumption.
Exactly. You got it.
Right.
We want to identify any energy vampires that are draining our resources and minimize their impact.
So what are some specific strategies for managing third-party requests?
We can load non-critical scripts after page load, use tag managers to control script loading, consider self-hosting resources instead of using CDNs, implement a performance budget to keep track of the number of third-party resources we're using, and make informed decisions about adding new ones.
Okay, so many things to consider. Now, what about caching and CDNs? I know those are important for speed as well.
Absolutely. Browser caching is like having a mini fridge in your living room. You can grab a cold drink without having to go all the way to the kitchen.
I love that.
It stores copies of your site's resources on visitors' devices so they don't have to download the same things every time they visit.
So it's all about convenience and speed.
Exactly. Shopify automatically implements some browser caching, but we can enhance it by setting appropriate cache durations for different types of content.
Okay, now what about CDNs?
Content delivery networks, or CDNs, are like having warehouses all over the world. They distribute your store's static assets across servers worldwide.
So no matter where your customers are, they can access your site quickly.
Exactly. It's like having a local shop instead of having to order everything online. You get your products faster and the shipping costs are lower.
Makes sense. Shopify includes a built-in CDN, but we can also use regional CDNs for specific markets, right?
That's right. And testing cache effectiveness is also important. We can use browser developer tools to examine response headers and verify that caching is working correctly.
Okay, now let's talk about app optimization. Shopify apps are amazing. They add so much functionality to our stores.
They do, but they can also impact performance if we're not careful.
So it's like having too many guests overstaying their welcome.
Exactly. We need to audit our apps and rationalize them. Identify any performance-impacting apps and evaluate whether their benefits outweigh their costs.
So it's like decluttering our wardrobe, getting rid of the clothes we don't wear anymore.
Exactly. We can also optimize app loading by implementing asynchronous loading and lazy loading for non-critical apps.
Okay. And should we be monitoring app performance as well?
Absolutely. Run speed tests before and after installing new apps. Stay updated with app releases that might include performance improvements.
Okay, so many things to keep in mind. Now let's shift gears and talk about mobile optimization. I know this is super important these days.
It's crucial. With the majority of online shopping happening on smartphones and tablets, we need to make sure our stores are lightning fast on mobile devices.
Think about it. You're scrolling through Instagram, you see an ad for something you love, you click on the link and
you're stuck waiting for the page to load while your thumb hovers impatiently over the screen.
oh, the worst.
Mobile-first design principles are essential here. We need to prioritize critical content, simplify layouts, optimize touch interactions for finger-friendly navigation.
So it's not just about making the website look good on a phone. It's about the whole experience.
You got it. The loading speed, the navigation, how easy it is to tap those buttons, it all matters.
And testing on real mobile devices is crucial, right?
Absolutely. Emulators and responsive design mode in browsers can be helpful, but nothing beats testing on actual devices.
Okay. Now, what about accelerated mobile pages, or AMP, I've heard, that can help with mobile speed?
It can. AMP is a framework designed to create super fast mobile web pages.
So is it something we should all be using?
It depends. Shopify doesn't natively support AMP, but there are apps that can add this functionality. However, AMP comes with some limitations. It restricts JavaScript usage and customization options. For many stores, thorough mobile optimization of a standard theme will yield better results than implementing AMP.
So it's not always the best solution.
Right. It's important to weigh the pros and cons. Now, for those who are ready to take things to the next level, the Conversion Bible has a whole section on advanced optimization techniques.
Ooh, tell me more.
Think of it like unlocking the secret cheat codes for your Shopify store.
I like it.
Server-side rendering, or SSR, is one of those secret weapons. It generates the complete HTML for a page on the server before sending it to the browser.
Okay, and what does that do for us?
It means the user sees content faster, even if their device is slow.
So it's like having a personal chef prepare your meal in advance so it's ready to eat as soon as you arrive.
Perfect analogy. Shopify's liquid templating language provides some server-side rendering capabilities, but for custom storefronts, we can use Shopify's Hydrogen framework, which offers a more comprehensive SSR solution using React.
Okay, sounds powerful. What else is there?
We can also implement progressive web app, or PWA, features. PWAs offer features like offline functionality, home screen installation, and push notifications.
Cool. So they can enhance the mobile experience and improve engagement.
Exactly. It's like giving your website superpowers. Shopify doesn't offer native PWA support, but we can implement key features using apps or custom development.
Gotcha. And are there any advanced techniques specifically for images and videos?
Absolutely. We can explore modern delivery techniques like the AVIF format, adaptive streaming for video, and predictive loading of resources.
Okay, so those might require some more technical expertise.
They might, but they can provide significant performance gains.
Now, even with all these manual optimization techniques, speed optimization apps can still be helpful, right?
For sure. They simplify the process and automate some of the technical aspects, making it easier for store owners to achieve great results.
Okay, so what should we look for when choosing a speed optimization app?
Consider its performance impact, features, compatibility, support quality, and update frequency. Some popular options include Booster Page Speed Optimizer, RT Page Speed Booster, Hyperspeed Extreme Page Speed, and Speed Booster.
So many choices.
Remember, no app is a magic bullet. The best results come from combining app functionality with manual optimization techniques.
Okay, so it's all about finding the right balance. Now, we've covered a ton of optimization strategies, but it's not enough to just implement them and hope for the best. We need to measure the impact of our efforts, right?
Absolutely. Optimization without measurement is just guesswork. It's like baking a cake without tasting it.
True. You might think it looks perfect, but you won't know for sure until you take a bite.
We need to establish a baseline before making any changes and then track our progress after implementing optimizations.
So what metrics should we be focusing on?
Key metrics like largest contentful paint time to interactive conversion rate and mobile performance.
Okay. And how do we track those metrics?
Ongoing monitoring is crucial. We can use tools like Google Search Console, Shopify Analytics, and third-party monitoring services to track performance over time. It's like keeping a close eye on your bank account.
Makes sense. You want to know where your money's going.
Exactly. We should also establish performance budgets to set limits for page weight number of requests and core web vital thresholds.
Okay. And should we create a maintenance schedule as well?
Absolutely. To ensure that our stores stay fast and optimized, it's like regular car maintenance. You need to keep everything running smoothly.
Okay, I'm starting to see a theme here. Maintenance is key.
It is. Now, I know this might seem like a lot to take in, but the Conversion Bible is packed with real-world examples of businesses that have achieved incredible results through speed optimization.
So it's not just theory. It's actually working for real businesses.
Absolutely. One great example is Mike's Bikes, a premium bicycle retailer on Shopify Plus.
Okay, I've heard of them.
They were facing some serious performance challenges. Low page speed score, slow loading product pages, and high bounce rates, especially on mobile.
So what do they do?
They implemented a comprehensive optimization strategy that included a theme overhaul, image optimization, app rationalization, and JavaScript optimization.
Count intense.
It was!
Yeah.
But the results speak for themselves. Their page speed score skyrocketed, their average page load time decreased significantly, and their mobile conversion rate and overall revenue increased dramatically.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. Another inspiring story is that of a fashion boutique that focused specifically on image optimization.
Okay, tell me more.
They implemented WebP format, responsive images, lazy loading, and a streamlined image workflow.
So just by focusing on images, they saw a big improvement.
Exactly. They're able to reduce page weight, improve LCP, and boost their product view-to-cart ratio.
That's incredible.
These case studies highlight the importance of a systematic approach to optimization. We need to address multiple factors, focus on business metrics, prioritize mobile, and commit to ongoing maintenance.
So it's not a one-time fix, it's an ongoing process.
Exactly. It's about creating a culture of performance within your business.
I like that. Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a quick peek into the future of speed optimization.
The world of web performance is constantly evolving. New technologies and techniques are emerging all the time.
So we need to stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. Emerging technologies like HTTP3 and QUIC next-gen image formats and AI-driven optimization are going to revolutionize speed optimization.
It's futuristic.
It is.
Yeah.
And Shopify is constantly evolving its platform to enhance performance capabilities. We can expect to see even more sophisticated tools and features in the future.
Exciting times. So how can we stay ahead of the game?
Keep your themes updated. Follow Shopify's development blog, test emerging technologies in a development environment, and most importantly, invest in the fundamentals of speed optimization.
Okay. So don't get caught up in the shiny new toys. Make sure you have a solid foundation first.
Exactly. Site speed optimization is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing commitment. It's about providing the best possible experience for our customers and ultimately driving business success.
Well said. Now let's recap what we've learned in this part.
Speed matters. It matters for user experience, for conversions, for search rankings, and for your bottom line.
And even small improvements can make a big difference.
The Conversion Bible says that reducing load time by just 1 second can increase conversions by 7% or more.
That's huge. So where should we start?
Tackle the basics, optimize your images, clean up your theme, get rid of unnecessary apps, then gradually implement more advanced techniques as you gain experience and see results.
Okay. And what about measurement?
Measure everything. Focus on the metrics that matter most for your business, not just technical scores.
And mobile optimization.
Always prioritize mobile. That's where the majority of your customers are.
Okay, so make performance a top priority in all your store decisions.
Before adding any new features or apps, think about their impact on speed. Is it worth the potential trade-off?
Exactly. Speed is an investment that pays dividends.
Well said.
Okay, so we've explored the why, the how, and the what of speed optimization, but I gotta say, sometimes it feels like we're speaking a different language when we get into those nitty-gritty technical details.
Yeah, I get it. It can definitely feel overwhelming. But the beauty of the Conversion Bible is it breaks everything down into manageable steps, even for those of us who aren't coding wizards.
It's like having a personal trainer for your Shopify store, guiding you through each exercise and cheering you on along the way.
Totally. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Start with the low-hanging fruit, the simple tweaks that can make a big impact without needing a computer science degree.
Right, like optimizing your images. I mean, we've all seen those websites where the images take forever to load. It's like watching paint dry.
It's painful. And it sends those potential customers running for the hills. The Conversion Bible has a whole chapter dedicated to image optimization with step-by-step instructions and handy tools.
So you're saying even if I just focus on that one thing, I could see a significant improvement in my site's speed.
Absolutely. And once you've tackled that, you can move on to other areas, like cleaning up your theme or ditching any apps that are dragging you down. It's all about taking a strategic approach, one step at a time.
One thing that really stood out to me in the Conversion Bible was the emphasis on mobile optimization. It's like, duh, everyone's on their phones these days. But it's so easy to forget about that when you're designing your store on a desktop computer.
It's a classic mistake. But the reality is more than half of all e-commerce traffic now comes from mobile devices. If your site isn't optimized for those tiny screens, you're missing out on a huge chunk of potential sales.
And it's not just about making sure your website looks good on a phone. It's about the whole experience. The loading speed, the navigation, how easy it is to tap those buttons.
Right. It needs to be seamless and intuitive. The Conversion Bible has some great tips for mobile-first design, like prioritizing content, simplifying layouts, and making sure those buttons are big enough for even the clumsiest thumbs.
So basically, we need to put ourselves in the shoes of our mobile customers and think about what would make their shopping experience awesome.
Exactly. And the Conversion Bible gives you the tools and the knowledge to make that happen.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of speed, how to measure it, and all the different ways we can optimize our stores. But how do we know if all this effort is actually paying off?
That's where data comes in. The Conversion Bible really stresses the importance of measuring everything. It's not enough to just make changes and hope for the best. We need to track our progress and see what's working.
So it's like conducting a science experiment on our own Shopify stores.
Pretty much. We need to establish a baseline, make our changes, and then analyze the results. The Conversion Bible recommends focusing on key metrics like largest contentful paint time to interactive conversion rate, and of course, mobile performance.
And then we can tweak and adjust our strategies based on what the data tells us.
Exactly. It's an iterative process, and the Conversion Bible provides a framework for making data-driven decisions.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the Conversion Bible. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of all the amazing insights it has to offer.
It's a treasure trove of knowledge. But even if you only implement a few of the strategies we've discussed today, you'll be well on your way to creating a Shopify store that's lightning fast and conversion-driven.
And remember, even small improvements can make a big difference. Reducing your load time by just 1 second can lead to a significant boost in conversions.
It's like compound interest for your Shopify business. Those small gains add up over time.
Before we wrap up, I want to give another shout out to our sponsor, Growth Suite. They're all about helping you create those smart discount campaigns that can skyrocket your sales. Head over to the Shopify App Store and grab a free trial to see the magic for yourself.
It's a game changer for sure.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive. A huge thank you to you for sharing your expertise and making this such an engaging journey.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all of you listening, thank you for joining us. We hope you feel empowered to take your Shopify store's speed to the next level.
Remember, speed is not just a technical detail. It's a crucial element of the user experience, and it can make or break your success.
So go forth and optimize. Until next time, happy selling.
Happy selling!
This podcast was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.